Hello, hello, hello there. Love to all. So this morning, now normally I wake up and I'll be writing down dreams, maybe like the last bit of a fleeting dream, or sometimes I'm getting, I'm talking to, my guardian angels, or I'm talking to my ancestors, so there's like some instruction for the day going on. But today was different. I never woke up free writing. In fact, I've never free wrote before. And yeah, this is what happened. So I definitely made corrections. So this is the side I'm going to read. But yeah, let's go. All right. All of a sudden, there are so many howling voices needing to be lifted up and shown real and unconditional love. Yes, I love myself deeply, and I don't have to pay for it. And yes, I do care about the world, however, sacrifice has always been in my blood. So many things I can't control. Most things are people, but control is not what they nor I need. I just want this space, Earth, I'm talking about Earth, to be clear and free for future me. If I should choose to come back, I mean. So, a little two-spirited girl or boy can live as free as Gaia wants us to be. The big plan. 1. I shall leave this social collective informed. 2. I shall leave my mark. 3. I shall leave the earth with my legacy. And 4. I shall leave behind the ever-evolving, ever-infectious, ever-impressionable. I don't know what I wrote there. It was impression. I was just, okay. Ever-impression. This is a really good version, so I'm going to keep this. Okay, so. Number 4. I shall leave behind the ever-evolving, ever-infectious impression of true love where my feet used to be. Socially constructed thought patterns make us talk in straight up bullshit, never saying what we actually mean, directly using language. Instead, we talk around the issues playing volleyball with life, like as if it were a competition of who's going to have to expose their truth and have to live life first. In order to do all of these things, I know I only have to do one thing, and that is to show them that they're already living. They're just doing it the dead way. So that was what I got this morning. And we're at 2 minutes and 50 seconds, even though I fucked up and everything. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like that. At this point, you can click off. I'm going to explain to you what I mean. Okay? And I'm going to explain the dream and everything. All right? So, it's really simple. Actually, I have 3 different areas, right? Like it's really really simple. Where there's so much pain and suffering going on, you can get the feeling, well, how could I possibly help? Everyone only cares about themselves. Okay. So in those first bars that I was writing, and the reason why I'm going through this though is because this was like straight up on my heart from when I woke up. And so I know for a fact that I knew for a fact that it would have to say something. Also, this is Eleggua's day, all right? And then also, I also had was it a prayer? Was I praying? And I was talking to Eleggua. I think I had prayed over some water and drunk that last night. And I was asking Eleggua to open the door to... Well, Eleggua opens the door to things. And today is Monday. That's his day. And I'm also going to be following this up with a reading. And I also want to say that the way my account is set up, this is the reason why, a lot of my Eleggua videos, they do get posted on Tuesday, but I mean, time is linear. And so we are not, right? As spiritual beings, we are not linear. So we don't work on that time frame. And so this could be a lot of the reason for why we have problems with being why we have problems with being not on time, but having to stick to time, right? Like time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, because it really does. It's like when you're not paying attention to it. It's wherever your attention is at the point. And if it's on time, then it's gonna drag on. But if you're enjoying what you're doing, if you are deeply wrapped, enwrapped in what you're doing, then you won't normally notice the time, and that's something that you can find. I don't know why I'm explaining that, but yeah. So when there's a lot of pain going on, and obviously right now with like the corona, we're seeing a lot of death. So there's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? We can sort of develop the mentality that, well, I can't help. How could I ever help? Because there's too many people. And it's just like the way that you can help, right? The way that you can help, I reference that in the next portion of the poem where I'm saying, like, I love myself deeply, and I don't have to pay for it. Because a lot of times we can start to think that if we do show love to ourselves, then we're being selfish, and that's just not the fact. Because it is the fact that because I do, because I push myself to have appreciation and love for myself, I can recognize the world and see what they're doing. Even though it's like, you're giving me attitude, it's like I've learned to see past what you're doing in the physical and go straight ahead to reading, oh, you're having a bad day. Oh, you're a little tired. Oh, I understand people have been bringing some shit to you. And, that's what I'm getting now. But this is, and I'm not trying to like, pop my collar, but this is what happens as an evolved soul moves on, is like you recognize that it's not about having more sugar than salt. It's about meeting the situation with the energy that it deserves, because you are all understanding, okay? So I want to bring up that right now when we're seeing so much pain going on, and like that guy on the judges panel, I don't know who he is, I'm sorry, Omar Henry, I think, and the way he was yelling at that lady, we're seeing so much of that, right? We're seeing that people need help, right? And so we can sort of develop the thing, well, somebody else will do it, or I can't heal the whole world. That's not what we're asking of you. That's not what you need to do. What you need to do is just develop the mentality of sacrifice, okay? The mentality of sacrifice, which is not that I'm going to lay down my life on the line, okay? It's not that we're asking you to die, okay? I'm not asking that of you. I don't want you to cause yourself some big death, okay? That's not what I want you to do. What I want you to do is develop this mentality where you're like, I would sacrifice my happiness in this moment for the chance to make the future generations better, right? To make it better for the future generations, right? And also let's go all the way here. Let's go all the way in the, what is that called? The oneness of thought, the thought of oneness, the idea of oneness, that you probably will be returning here. So it's like whatever you're setting in motion, you're gonna have to deal with, and it is a universal karmic law that I am talking about and not explaining, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go past that. Like, and hopefully that you'll look up information on the law of one. You know what I'm saying? But what was I saying this for? It's because you do your best for the all, so that way when you jump back in, and you're a different person and there's different situations, you don't have to suffer that karma because you are a person to make it better. So we're not asking for you to save the world, right? What we're talking about here is saving ourselves and putting into motion a plan where we're not always thinking about lack, right? We're not always operating from, well, because there's not enough, I have to do this now. right? And so that's what I believe that was for. That portion of the poem was for. But also, okay. Also, it's like the Earth Collective seems to be teaching itself to polarize the polarization of the universe. It's teaching itself the polarization of the universe. Why? Okay, what am I saying here? I'm saying that the Earth Collective, all the people on the Earth, all the living and thinking, able to do self-analyzation, right? Self-analyzation. These beings, what they're teaching themselves is the polarization of the universe. So, in our universe, we have polar opposites. So things always split themselves into masculine, feminine. You have up and down. You have left and right. It splits. The life is split up into two. Right. It's polarized. It gets polarized. So it's kind of like we wanted to follow that example, and we do. We have followed the example, but we followed it incorrectly because now we're stuck in this cycle where all we're seeing is the them and versus us, right? And so the minute that you try to say that's them, you have already turned them into an object. You see how that works? Now they have nothing to do with you or your kin. They don't have anything to do with your group, so you don't have to ever think about them. Therefore, it sets into motion a thought process where you don't have to try as hard. When someone of the them say that they are hurt and that they are hurting, that they are being Me Too'd, that they are being like raped, that they are being killed, you're not going to believe them because that's them. That's them. That's not you. They're just snowflakes. That type of thing. So because we are polarized like that, then I move on in the poem. Because we're polarized like that, we're seeing things between, we're seeing things between, is it right, is it wrong? Is it creepy, is it cool? Right? So it's like, in an effort to appear as not wrong and incorrect, not unintelligent and ignorant, not to appear not dumb or dim-witted, right? So in an effort to not appear that way, now what we end up doing, now what we're doing is that you're always needing to not lie, but societally get around the fact, right? And so that there we come to passive aggression, right? The shit where it's like, if you don't want me here, just tell me. But they can't tell you because we're busy trying to not look like these wrong things, right? That we don't want to look like the left side, so we stay far right. We don't want to look like the right side, so now we can... I'm just going to mention Keke Palmer because like now because she is... I'm forgetting the words, but because she is so left and because she is progressive, now she has a white boyfriend, and it's like this schism is being caused, and now people are calling her really, really mean things. And we know that Keke does whatever she wants to do. That's a Virgo that... Anyway, I'm a fan. Was it hard to find out? And so in an effort to not feel like this, now we can never say what we actually want to say, right? And so we dance around the issues and play volleyball with accountability. So another part of this, and I'm pretty much finished, and this is going to be like the end of the video. Wow, 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end this before this minute is over because it's 15 minutes. Okay, so another part of it is that now it's like you don't want to be wrong, right? You don't want to be dark. So now you are always trying to make yourself correct. So we're in this swirl of a blah. And I just don't want to go over 15 minutes, so I really want to be able to post this. I'll say goodbye for now. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Mwah!